It's good. Yes? It's gonna hit that front blue. You should raise it. It's really slow.
All right, first end of action. MIT with a hammer. This first end, we're in third stones.
Weight's good.
Our final features last year's defending champions MIT against Penn. Here on sheet 3 in the 5th Utica Curling Club College Bonspiel. MIT with 2 stones on the forefoot. Double attempt by Penn, just slid by. Now MIT with 2 stones on the 4 is just going to attempt to guard those 2 rocks. This is going to slip a little deep. Now 3 stones on the 4, but that forms a tremendous pocket for Penn to freeze in and get themselves out of what was a fairly big mess in the first end. Just a hair heavy, remove the backing, push the Yellowstone in the middle of the forefoot back far enough that MIT is going to have a chance to remove this blue stone that was just thrown. Currently shot rock. Mission accomplished. The Penn stone was cleanly removed, and now MIT sits 3 in the forefoot. Much better angles now than they had before.
That one that we're trying to do is go around that.
And a nice double to remove 2. MIT still sits 1. First and third, if they can remove second stone in the top 8, would be for a score of 3. This is the hammer for MIT first end. 3 in the offing. Just need a nose hit on this rock in the top 8, or hit a little bit low side. And this will be 3 yellow. Can't hit high side, the blue will jam on shot rock. And this is pitched inside out. This is going to miss clean. Slid inside the broom and threw back. Those rocks don't curl back.
So we apologize. We just had our main camera switcher had frozen up for just a few minutes, so we were back online in the video. So we are not going to have to cancel the video. So glad you stayed with us here, and we'll have our scoreboard updated. As we had a very because of the inclement weather, we decided to start a little early today because of the inclement weather in Boston. So we had a very little turnaround time between draws. Roger and I have been here all day. Well, Roger's been here all day. And so we're still getting sorted out. Go ahead, Roger.
Oh, we had Penn with a hammer in the first end. I thought MIT had a hammer.
And
so that's just a hit for 2.
Yep. So Penn on the board first, scoring a deuce.
Scoring a deuce in the first end.
Now, I'm not sure if the online draw matches the. You go top in the draw is red, bottom in the.
That's
blue.
correct.
Okay. I'll just go along and make sure I have it right. There you go. So Roger, I'm going to step away for a few minutes and get the scoreboard updated for you. So enjoy our final. Dr. Rowlett will take you home.
Second end. Championship final, Utica College, Utica Curling Club College Bonspiel. MIT with a hammer in the second end. Down 2. Penn off to an early start with a 2-point lead, grabbing their deuce in the first. That one just gets a bite of the house. MIT is just going to draw the wings. Lead Alex Hell. Played for Colgate a few years ago. Last year, as a matter of fact. Now studying at MIT. Drops that just behind tee line in the 8-foot. Nice spot for drawing a stone to the wings. Pin's going to remove that stone. And a nice control weight hit to lie 2. MIT going for a long hit and roll. This will leave them behind tee line if they make it. Maybe a little overswept, that hit on the outside half, and it's going to roll out. Pin's looking to draw around their tight center guard that's just biting the top 12. It's running a bit tight. This is probably going to be a tap up. Just taps at about a foot. And MIT's had enough. They're going to peel that center guard and open things up. Good shot. Shot stone removed, rolled for a corner guard, leaving Pin just sitting top 12. Got the middle open. Pin's going to try to reestablish that center guard, but this is going to run a little hot. This will go right through the back of the house. A couple of options for MIT now. MIT's going to try to come around their corner. Hide a stone to set up their deuce. Ignoring that rock in the top 12, that's not likely rock to score. Sweepers are working this very hard. The weight's really good if they can get by the guard. Safely by. This is going to go to the back of the house, but I think it's going to be shot rock. And it is fully buried behind tee line. Placement of that rock is really going to force Pin to throw the freeze. And the freeze attempt's going to come up a little light, I think. This is now a very good opportunity for MIT. They're going to come around the outturn side. Try to sit 2 under the corner. Just didn't quite bury as much as they liked. But they are second rock. Pin's going to remove that rock. Just thrown by MIT. Going to be a tight squeeze by the guard. And they're just not going to make it. Does touch the stone over, but pushes it behind cover. Bad break for Penn. Just ticking the guard. Touching shot, second rock. Pushing it to the button behind cover. MIT now has a chance to draw a third one. In behind those centers. This one's going to hang out wide, though. Need to be careful about where they leave this rock because it could leave a double. And it goes to probably the worst spot it could have on the sheet. See if we can get the overhead. If Penn can get to the inside of the stone that was just thrown by MIT, there is a double. Even if they hit and roll, they'll cut down the rings. Last shot thrown by MIT needed to be about 2 or 3 feet higher. This is hanging out a bit. Didn't get the inside roll they're looking for. MIT still lying 2. And still have a chance to draw another one behind the center guard. Top 4, top 8 to sit 3. Skip is looking to go top 12 here. Maybe a little afraid of the in off that blue. This is hanging out really wide. They're going to have to really wait for this to curl. Line's getting better now. If they can get to the inside, they'll still be third rock. No, they were just guarding the in-off. think if they swept out about 2 feet deeper, would have been in a lovely location. Pin's now going to look at the in-turn draw through the port. Not really looking to get shot rock here. I think that would be a bonus, but if they can get to the 4-foot, they can cut down the scoring area and hold MIT to 1. And this just over curled. I don't think they took enough ice on that. The weight wasn't too bad. That's going to leave MIT sitting 2 with the last rock to come. Just a simple raise on their yellow stone, just on the 4-foot line. Need full 8 to score their 3. Looks like a lot of ice for a raise. I think it'd take about a foot and a half less. Skip's a little narrow on this, but that may work out in their favor. It is still going to be too wide. I think they just took too much ice on that shot. Might get lucky and squirt through. No, not far enough.
Hey, make sure you get the camera 3 on that.
So only 2.
House view.
Only 2. So after 2 ends of play, MIT 2, Pin 2. Pin gets the hammer back in the 3rd end.
All right, 45 minutes later, we're finally. We need with no graphics department here at the Utica Curling Club broadcast. So we have everything up to date for you now. So
we're a
Raj,
skeleton. We're a skeleton staff.
Have you introduced the teams yet?
I have not.
Okay, be a good time to run through them. We'll start with MIT. The skip for MIT is Andrea Dubin. And we don't have any bio information on her, but we do have for the other players.
Yeah.
The vice is Greg Dooley. He's a grad student at MIT. He's majoring in physics. He's been curling for 4 years, and his interests curling in most sports. So it's a good thing, as we said before.
If you don't like curling, you shouldn't be out here, right?
Of course, there are a lot of fun things to do at a curling club other than curling.
Yep.
A second is Cody Karcher. He's also a grad student. His major is aeronautics and astronautics. Is that right?
That's what it says.
Okay. Aeronautics, astronautics.
I've never heard of astronautics, but I guess there is such a thing.
Alrighty. And he's been curling for just a year, his first. And that's what we have. And then we have Alex Hall, a grad student, chemistry major, and he is in his 3rd year of curling for the Penn Quakers out of the Ivy League. So we have Carly Meyer is the skip. She's throwing the 3rd stones in this game. Cody Klauser is throwing the last rocks. But Carly Meyer is the skip. She's a junior, mechanical engineering major. She's in her 3rd year of curling. And these are great interests. Curling 3D printing and theater and sewing. Very interesting. So that's Carly. Then we have the vice is Cody Klauser. He's a freshman, class of 2018, mechanical engineering major. He's been curling 15 years, Raj.
Yeah.
Cody.
Wow.
So you figure he's a freshman, so he's been curling since he was 3 years old.
A ringer.
Yeah, so he was 4th place at the Junior Nationals. He's also into wait, I'm sorry. That was Cody. Oh, yeah, we're on Cody. 3D printing as well and theater. So we have a 3D printing enthusiast here.
Yes.
The second is David Ferguson, sophomore, class of 17. International Relations and Modern Middle East Studies is his major. Dual major there. So years curling 2. Second year, his interests are music, quiz bowl, it says here, and I cannot make out. What do you think that is, Raj?
No clue. Starts with a B.
All right. Something that starts with B. Billeting, perhaps. And he said, say hello to Mom. And so same with Cody. He wants to say hello to his mother out there watching. Andrew Klimaszewski is the lead. He's a sophomore, economics and poli-sci major. Been curling for 2 years. And interests that close to my heart, watching Netflix, eating breakfast and brunch, and going to concerts are the interests for Andrew. So glad they filled out our bio sheet. So glad they made the trek here from the Philadelphia area, and MIT from the Boston area, of course.
Biking. It's biking.
Biking, okay. Yes. Very good.
It looks like biling. I thought, what's that?
Billeting. All right, so glad, and hope their family and friends are out there watching.
2-2 in the third end.
And in our past broadcasts on sheet 3, we've had some very one-sided games, especially some of our finals. So off to a good start so far for a competitive game. So I'll take over the remote, and Roger will sit back and relax. Beer would taste great right about now, but no alcohol at this event. Yep. Speaking of other,
classified as a junior event, so didn't quite get around the guard on that. Great sweeping, though. Cody must have done a little bit of sweeping somewhere in his nationals trek. MIT shot rock, back 8. Without the hammer here in the third end. Just looking to drop something on the center line. Wouldn't mind being in. That's a very nice center guard.
And we talked about this before, Rod. I think with the growth in curling in the United States and in college curling, we're probably going to see a lot of guys like Cody playing for university curling, right?
We hope so.
Yep.
You know, college curling has really grown the last, I'm going to say, 5 or 6 years.
Junior programs are flourishing around the country, so
that's where our next Olympic curlers are going to come from. This draw attempt looks very nice.
As long as they have enough points.
Yes,
OM point.
we won't go there. Very nice come around.
Yes.
By Penn to tap out the MIT rock, and that's going to leave Penn sitting 3 with the hammer.
The Greg Dooley in the hack. Starting by stones here, end number 3. Doug Smith, Roger Rowlett with you for our 2015 UCC College Bonspiel final.
Good news for MIT here is shot rock is behind the tee line, so a well-placed freeze could get them out of trouble. Jumped this one early. I thought it was light, but Skip called him off. They're just going to tap shot stone and roll out. It's just a little bit heavy and wide. This end is really shaping up potentially for Penn. Looks like they're only sitting 2. Make that 3 maybe. All biters, just rocks around the edges of the rings. Penn trying to get one around this center guard. That's just going to come up light. Now it's a battle to get to the 4-foot. MIT can really get out of trouble here with a well-placed draw. The 2 blue rocks on the right-hand side of the back of the rings are catchers. If they can get this half buried, it'll be hard to remove. This one's got some really good hook late. And again, just a wee bit heavy, drifts through the back. Again, I think Penn is still sitting 2.
Yes.
12-foot top of the rings, 12-foot right rear of the rings.
You have a whiteboard now.
So once again, an attempt at a come around. This one is a hair wide. It just moves what was already shot stone to a little bit better position. Still Penn sitting 2. Getting down the last rocks here. Skipper 4th stones.
Hey, Dan Pearson out there in the comment. Our first comment of the day. Thanks, Dan. Great to hear from you. There's so much internet traffic here, Dan. We had to lower our resolution a little bit out there today. So let us know how the video looks compared to some of the past broadcasts. Thought you would have been at the Kaiser this weekend too, Dan.
Right, another draw attempt. Trying to get one above T-line. And buried behind the center guard. Again, we're getting tremendous curl in this spot. Really sweep that hard to get it by. And just nicked. It's going to roll for shot, but it is exposed. Fourth, Cody Klauser is going to attempt to remove this stone. There's a lot of junk at the back of the rings, however.
Show that.
Not exactly clear where that stone is going to go. If you throw enough weight, we might lose 2 or 3. So I think the rock they're hitting is going to take out something on the way out. Still got to get by that high blue guard. And just got by. Did jam in the back. Hard to tell from our vantage point. Penn's still sitting. Just 1 now, right? After that jam.
Yep. Oh, it's good to hear, Dan. Thanks.
All right, one last chance for MIT to bury a rock.
Well, I saw you were playing in the dike stand, so that's awesome. Get to go to Broomstones. And could have a, well, we'll talk about it after this last skip rocks are over here, Raj.
Yep, last rock for MIT. Again, this is also going to slide deep. And that's going to be second rock in the pile in the back.
So just a draw for 2.
So this is an open draw for 2. Deuces galore so far in this game. Draw for 2. I think they could even come to the stones in the back and still be shot.
Wait, looks good. Is it going to be?
And this one goes right to the back, and the question is, will it still be shot back there?
No, that's not going to be. That's going to be just 1. Pretty clearly, just score 1.
Yep, slid by. Missed opportunity for Penn. This game is breezing along, already in the 4th end.
Update the scores on other sheets. I'll get that right now. I'll leave you on this view for now. Or Roger can shift back and forth. Playing the 3rd end, so we have a score here. The Battle of Colgate's just updated. Sheet 1, Colgate 2, jumping out to a 4-0 lead in that game. 5-0 through 3 ends. Excuse me. Another game moving right along. Hamilton 2 took 2 with a hammer in the first end, and then came back with a steal of 2. Just finishing up the 3rd end over on sheet 2. Hamilton 2 up 4-zip. Boston University coming back with a hammer with a deuce. Take a 2-1 lead. That's our B event game going on sheet 4. That's the reason for the letters on your scoreboard there. That represents the event final being contested.
That come around attempt by Alex Hall overcurled. Left an awkward center guard. Penn's going to attempt to come around that.
Harvard and RIT won our D event game. These are the last 2 teams to fall out of the A bracket. Tight battle so far. And we have RPI 1 and Penn Villanova in our F event game. RPI 1 out to a commanding lead early on. So just going through the rosters real quick, Raj, just to give a shout out to all the players that are playing in our final. We'll start with the B event on sheet 4, RPI 2. Again, if my pronunciations are a little off, I apologize. Joe Skalski is the skip for RPI 2. Alex Kelleher, Jeremy Katz, and Kirsten Cardinal. That's the engineer roster for the RPI engineers. Boston University, their opponent. Boston University is Kevin Leahy, Matt Hughes, Sam Bellew, and Lauren Cabrera for BU. C event, Colgate 1. Colgate 1 is Grant Haynes, Stephanie Warnkin, Jonah Robinson, and Austin Schwego. We saw them earlier in our last draws. Colgate 2 we saw as well today. Andrew Voigt, Grace Van Valley, Allison Cibaldo, Ashley Jones, Hunter Warburton, the spare. D event, Harvard University. Have they been? Is this their first time here, Raj? Or have they been?
No,
here
they've been here before.
Okay. Harvard, Jacob Meisel, Jeff Chow, Anthony Ramacone, Nick O'Brien, and Amanda Liverzani. That's your Harvard rink. And RIT 1 is Sean White. We saw them earlier as well. Chris Helichuk, Jim Bogartis, and Emily Cowley. E event, sheet 2, RIT 2. Richard Price, that's Tommy Bode, Nathaniel Gray, and James Riley. That's RIT 2. Hamilton 2 is Chris Lepre, Andrew Fletcher, Linneas Salberg, and Alex Hirsu. F event game, RPI 1. Chris Chelly, Zach Wietzma, Matt Hancock, and Paul Gerlach. Now, Paul Gerlach was from the Bowling Green from Ohio, and he's their lead. And Penn, the combined team of University of Penn and Villanova is Giari Prosperi. She's from Villanova. She's throwing skip stones. Elena Chapman is the skip of the team, throwing vice stones. Michael Burke is the second, and Jed Dale is the lead. So that's your 48 competitors out on the ice, Raj, for your finals.
All right, back on sheet 3. MIT is trying to get a stone behind their corner guard. Looks like a pretty nice throw. And they got that half buried. Oops.
Unless you want to run it. Okay, sorry.
Penn's going to try to follow that down and tap it out.
So the 5th playing of this college Bonspiel started.
No, change the call.
Our champions, 2011 is Kyle Visner's rink from RIT. They repeated in 2012. 2013, our first broadcast with audio. Roger and I were here that day, and that was Mr. Pearson, right?
That's right, Binghamton.
Out in our comment board, the combined team of Binghamton, Syracuse. That was Alex Jablonski. Who was Kevin's?
Kevin Murphy.
Kevin Murphy, and Lee, who was the third from Syracuse? There?
Evan.
Evan, that's right. They were victorious over the Bowling Green team. It was Amy Wolf is out on the ice. Or no, Bowling Green was eliminated. They were one of the 4 teams not playing in the final. But she was part of that team, the runners-up that year. And then last year, of course, we had the MIT. So they're looking to defend. Philip Nadu, correct?
Yes.
Yes. And our last 2 finals were pretty one-sided affairs. This game's shaping up to be a nail-biter.
Yeah, Penn came around deep on their attempted come-around. So MIT is looking to sit 2. Try to get a stone buried behind the center guard. The line looks really great on this. They're going to stop above T. Just. Not a bad spot.
And I forgot about our merit points. We'll have that graphic up after this end. How's that sound, Rod?
8 merit points available to the winner of the feature game.
Right, but the B event is 7, right? I think it's pretty
Yes.
pretty close. So really all that's in play here is the Hamilton rink is on the bubble right now to go, but the University of Maine is ahead of them. We assume they're not playing this weekend.
And Wayne State's ahead of them as well.
Oh, Wayne State.
They're about
okay.
9 points ahead.
So there is a Bonspiel going on this weekend in the Midwest. Where's Wayne State University? Is it Indiana, perhaps, or?
They're in Region 5,
Yeah,
so.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
We should Google that. We can get the answer to that real quick.
Really nice freeze by Penn. Cut down the scoring chances for MIT. They really have to deal with that stone that's sitting in a really great spot. If they don't freeze to it on the inside, then Penn will use it to drive out the shot rock.
Yes, yes, yes. All the way. It's almost curling. I missed that again. That's right. Keep going, keep going. Yeah, it's not.
What MIT really needs to do is freeze to the center line side of this rock.
Andrea wants to have a little discussion.
She needs some help.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's got the right idea. I think she needs to freeze on the center line side. Right where her broom is. That side of the
Yeah,
stone.
you heard her. Do you want to peel? Do you want to peel the top one out front?
Yeah, I don't think you peel the top one.
Yeah, that's what she was asking. Or was she thinking maybe a peel weight, chip it on the other side of the yellow? I don't see that, but it's a tough shot.
Tough shot to get around.
Yeah.
Push it out without disturbing your own. Trying. And that's the danger right there. Is it the jam?
Yep. Remove
The good
that.
news is they have them behind T line, so it's not a bad shot.
And they have the hammer this end.
So MIT's got control of the 4 foot there in front. They have the Penn stone behind T line. Well, a nice little rub for Penn. Gets a perfect freeze. MIT looking to hit and roll off that Penn stone on the back 4. Call for sweep right away. Looked like maybe an inside-out delivery. It looked like they were tied on the broom right out of the chute. But the stone continued to drift wide. Just clipped the outside guard. Did remove the Penn stone, but lost their shooter. So MIT only sitting 1.
Pretty good crowd behind sheets 1 and 2. It's like a lot of the teams with multiple teams here in the event, like RIT and Colgate, Hamilton.
And of course, everybody's hanging around for the awards.
Right.
Cody Klauser looking to run his own stone in. And that might be a little straight spot there now. That's a couple stones that have drifted wide down that line. Just didn't curl up. MIT still shot. But precariously perched underneath that blue pin stone.
And we mentioned Cody said he's been curling for 15 years. He's played in the junior nationals. And hey, did you see the Jared Whittish is playing in the nationals?
Yes,
now
he's playing with a Corbett rink.
They still have him listed in curling zone as Holland New York. It's the hometown.
Yep.
So what's he doing?
He's going to school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he's still in school.
Yep.
The last time we saw him, wasn't he heading somewhere down to the Caribbean or something like that? Remember that?
Well, yeah, he had to do his internship down there.
Yeah. Tough gig for Jared. So he must be. Where is he living then? You know?
We were just talking to Cindy, his mother, about this. So he may still be local. Trying to remember if he's at. I really don't know. I have to go back to my notes.
I haven't seen him around the club, so that's why I was curious.
He's been on the circuit a bit. Curling circuit.
He's playing lead for one of the nationals teams.
I think he's with the Corbett rink, right?
Yes, I believe that is correct. And not to take you away from this, but the U.S. Nationals web streaming starting up today. There should be a game on the air right now, in fact. And you can watch the Scotties on ESPN3.
So MIT is going to come around the wide side here. I really thought they should have jiggled those two stones in the middle to unstick their shot rock.
Yes.
You just need to tap it up to mess up those angles so they can't remove your shot stone.
This is a little heavy, too. Yes, digging in.
Hard to say who's third rock here, but I think they're banging that blue stone. Hard to say if there's a jam on the back because the stone that MIT just threw could be a catcher. So the big question for Penn is whether or not the yellow shot rock is going to jam on the rock just thrown by MIT. If you look at the way they're lined up, it should go over the top, but if they hit this with any weight, that pesky drag effect comes into play, and it'll go a little bit straighter back. No, they're going to hit it.
Thanks, Rod. I got it. Thanks. One's hanging a bit as well.
It's just a straight spot. It did go over the top.
Heard a lot of groans or sigh, oohs and ahs of approval over there with that shot.
Moved a lot of granite.
Yep. Beautiful shot. So
Penn is sitting 2.
So this is the last rock in end number 4.
Going to force MIT to draw. They might be able to hit the rock on the top 12 for a shot. But it's a tricky little shot. Pretty tight by the guard. And you got to watch the jam in the back. They're electing to hit.
Did I ever tell you I applied to MIT?
Oh, yeah?
And it wasn't even close. Did not. I went out there for a visit and everything. It's a beautiful campus. You ever been on the campus? Yeah.
Hmm? Well, the Skips had second thoughts here after skating down toward the hack. That shot looked a lot less appealing as the rock in the top 8 is pretty tight by the guard. So they've elected to change it up and go for the draw. I do think this is an easier shot.
Facing 2.
Needs full 8 foot.
Yeah, 'cause if you look at the house there, yeah, draws the shot. Here's Andrea, her last rock. Andrea Dubin looking to draw and score 1, facing 2, Penn.
Just need to make sure you get out to the broom on this because these rocks will curl.
They're on it. Looks pretty.
Mainly just got to get by this top rock on the 12 here.
Not sure, but
They're going to chip, and I think they're going to roll for a shot. That'll do it.
Ah, very nice.
Yep. Good sweeping.
Nicely played.
And that
Good
ties us
teamwork.
up after 4.
Great teamwork on that. Right out of her hand, they knew. Had to go for sweeping.
Had to go for line mostly. The weight was pretty good.
Yeah, just to hold it out as far as they could. So great game, Raj. 3-3 with 2 ends remaining. You ever consider going to 8-end final, or is that just too much curling?
Well, we asked the players, and,
and they all
majority like the 6.
They do, okay.
Especially since we make them play a lot of games on Saturday.
I just from sitting in so many of these 8-end games, and it's great. I mean, it's goes so fast. I mean, it really does. But it's fun. You know, it's still good. A lot of strategy involved. 6 ends. You know, you don't want to get. You know, the close game. It really probably isn't as important, right? You know, if they keep the game close, then.
Yeah, you can't afford to drop a big end early.
That's the main thing. I'll let you just finish my thoughts because I can't. I think I just.
We played in a bunch of 10-end finals, and it's a completely different pace. You have a lot of time to catch up.
I would abolish 10 ends. I really would. I hope they universally go to 8 ends and change the rules.
8's long enough.
It is
to determine
even at the
who's
Olympic
better.
level. That's correct. The game has now become so much built for television. That's the biggest rise in its growth is due to television exposure.
And you can get 8 ends in a couple hours.
You can't have 3-hour television. You lose the interest of the viewer, except for your diehard fans like Roger and I.
Yeah, anybody who curls will watch Curling Addicts.
Yeah. 10 ends is just too much.
Well, if you go back far enough in the Briar, they played 12 or 14.
I know, but that was
it's crazy.
That was like out on, that was back in the. What was? We used to talk about those old Briar videos, like 10-second ice. But I would love to see a game from 1927. I bet you it was like as soon as that rock came to place, the rock was on its way. I bet.
So MIT put their first rock, kind of slipped in the house, and missed takeout, and then Alex Hull is just drawn around that rock on the top 12. Going right to top 4 behind it.
Nice stone. Freeze.
Now, Penn can't wait too long to start dealing with these stones. If they throw a guard over this, steal becomes a very real possibility. They're going after shot rock. And they're going to miss.
No.
The danger rock is the one in the top
Right.
12, actually. That's the rock that's killing you.
Yeah, you didn't. If you right, that was one of those classic cases where it's better to be narrow. Peel that top stone out of there.
Even if you take that top stone and push it to the back 12 and roll your shooter into the wings, you at least open up that 4-foot area. Now a well-placed guard here puts some real pressure on Penn. Want to drop this right to the right-hand side of the center line.
No, I think it's okay. It just needs to curl. It's not going to curl now.
Oh, and you don't want to throw this one in. This just looks a bit heavy. Looks pretty, but there's a lot of bunched up rocks. All right, Penn's got to move some stones.
This is turned in.
Turned it in hard, right on the release. What we mean by that is as he rotated the stone, he actually moved his hand over as well. He did,
Yeah, job done though.
did get the job done, though. Sweepers held it. Shot rocks exposed, no guards. MIT will put that guard right back. He's going to come the other way this time. I don't know about you. When I'm skipping and I just threw a guard, I want to come exactly the way I came before. You know how to get there. They just changed two variables here, both weight and speed. Makes it tougher for the thrower. Going to over curl just a hair, I think. Yep. Oh, just over curled. It's now edge on edge. This will give Penn a free shot at shot rock. I don't think they can tuck it under. They'll think they'll have to roll away. But there's no roll if there's not a hit. The hit's the most important part of the hit and roll. And that was just pushed out wide.
So Andrea was on that team last year, Raj, with Phillip. She definitely was. I remember the name. Yep. I believe she was the vice skip.
Well, another guard attempt here. I think it's light. It was also a bit wide, so they're waiting for some curl, but may have waited too much.
It's not going to make it over.
No.
Our little scoreboard is showing Carly Myers skipping. She's calling the game. That's why skip is in parentheses, and she's
right.
throwing the vice stones. Stones 5 and 6. That's going to get a clearing shot.
And the guard will go back. Guard did its job.
Yeah, so not a lot of, no rocks in play. Pretty simple end so far.
Going back to the end turn now. This one looks very tight. This one looks like it'll over curl too. Sweepers correctly judged that was going to over curl, and so bring that in the house to sit 1 and 2. No sense having a guarding air. MIT would like to steal this end, but force is okay. Force pin to take 1. And they're in a position to do that sitting 1 and 2. And they just nudged the top rock and took out shot rock.
So MIT is just going to try to force Penn to take a single point here.
I think their hand is forced to play for the force.
And now MJ's joined Broadcast Central here, finally relaxing after a long day's work. The rest is pretty easy from here, right? Just the awards and shake hands, say goodbye, see you next year, right? And also thank Audrey Foote for helping out, and the ice crew, of course, did a great job. Who did the scrape today, Raj? Was it John?
Joe Cosentino
Oh, it was
and
Joe and
Charlie, and I forget who else. John Davis.
Yes, I thought I saw John here.
Really nice hit and roll there by MIT. They rolled away a little bit to separate those stones, prevent the double. We have our special guest, MJ Walsh,
Hey,
Bonspiel
MJ
organizer.
joining. Hi, MJ.
Hello. I finally get to sit down and enjoy a game.
We have a very good.
One end of it.
Now we're all set.
We have a very good final going on, tie game.
We do indeed.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's perfect.
Yeah, aviation headsets have to be a lot closer.
Yeah, but these are so sensitive that they pick up. The closer they are, even Craig's the other night had it real close. I could tell because it was staticky, when he was talking.
Nice double by Cody Klauser.
That was a beauty.
Cody's been curling a long time.
So now,
I'm just trying to think. He just curled in Junior Nationals, didn't he?
Yeah, he's been curling. Word on the street, he's been curling since he was 4.
yeah,
But I think he was just curling last week.
Yeah.
15 years, he said
Yeah.
he curled in
15
his
years.
bio sheet. So
Nice double.
I'd like to know where he curled out of. Should have asked him that. We knew.
MIT is just going to take this out.
That's a teacher. We can let her go. That's going to spill, but that's going to allow for the blank end, though.
Right.
If it gets out, it'll get out.
Right, so this will be a blank, I think.
Yep.
And that will give Penn the hammer coming home tied. They only have to score 1. So that gives them a big advantage. At the pro level, that's about an 80% chance to
Right.
score one
This-
with hammer.
This level, I'd say it's. What would you put the percentages at this level, Raj, of steel? Close to 50-50.
Close to 50-50, I would bet.
Yep.
Depends on how good the draw weight of your skip is.
So Cody's just going to throw it through. For those who might be curious, not new to curling, if you don't score, you get to retain the last rock advantage in the next end you play. So that's what Cody's doing there, just throwing it through. No risk of that ever stopping in the rings. And Raj, you remember that one Kaiser event when I didn't throw my stone? You remember that game? And I just I didn't even throw it into the sideboards. I just kicked it down, and the guy from Broomstones had said he was he thought I needed to throw the stone. And I remember when I watched the video back, he said, you don't. So the official rule is you do not need to throw the stone, right?
If you're timed, I think you do have to let go. You have to throw the
Oh,
stone
you do?
to stop the
Okay.
clock.
Because that's what I was going to ask
In fact,
you.
there
Because I
was
saw on TV a guy like threw it into the
Right, into the boards.
Yeah, he just threw it 90-degree angle.
There was a controversial game at the GNCC playdowns.
Mhm.
I think it was a club playdowns, where a team was up 4 in the last end, and they ran the other team out of rocks, but they didn't quit. And the hammerstone for the winning team was not thrown because he thought he'd won the game.
Oh.
But because he didn't throw his rock, he ran out of time and lost.
I see.
And that was a little
Okay,
controversy.
so it's only limited to time games.
So I think you do have to throw it with a time game, and if somebody knows different, they can tell us.
Okay, so pretty good center line guard to start. Penn retains the hammer. No change in the scoreboard.
Right in the house. Yep.
Stone is underway. First lead stone. We'll get the players
Pass away.
up for you for this final end. This Andrew.
No, it's good. It's good.
Nicely done. Just did it slip a little deep? Let's check it. No, right on the tee line. Fully cut, fully buried. So Andrew's going to have Alex come down and freeze to it. Sit right on top of it.
Should actually probably throw another guard here. You need 2 guards to
Yeah.
steal.
I saw her tap the ice, but that's what looks like that was her call.
Too early to come in.
Yeah.
Because all they have to do is start clearing the guards, and then you have to throw
That's
perfect guards the rest of the way.
There's no ice over there.
This looks like a hit call, Raj.
I think so.
Or is it a draw? Hard to tell with that.
I
with
would be
that broom
very
placement.
surprised they leave rocks
That
in
broom
play.
placement was hard to judge, but
Right here, Allison.
yep, that's what they asked for. Just real quiet wait.
Right here.
Now you just have to freeze to everything.
Pass away. I do.
Hits do you no good.
All the way.
Boy, a great comeback going on over there on sheet 1. Tied at 5 now.
After being down 5-1.
Oh, 3-spot going up on sheet 2. Hammer will flip over to Hamilton 2 there, though.
This could be a very nice freeze. Sweepers are keeping it going.
Little light.
Pretty good.
No, it's good, very usable from there. Good
But, yep.
shot. were you going to say, MJ? I didn't
I was
hear
going
you.
to say if, well, she wanted it in the pocket. If Penn gets in there first, that's it.
We can show you that when Andrews moves over.
Those darn skips.
Well, right now, the Yellow Rock can be running for shots, so it's in a good spot.
Four, 2, 6, 4. No update for you on 4. They just finished the 5th end. So Harvard cracking a deuce in 5. The hammer will flip to RIT1 there.
Coming home with hammer down 1.
Yeah, and sheet 6 is fully in control. Red 7-1 through 5.
Not sure what the call was here. I think maybe they were trying to tap that yellow. Instead, they're going to wreck on the guard.
You hear Andrea, keep it as junky as possible.
Yep.
What Roger was saying.
Yep. I don't mind running this yellow one, just with tap weight to tap those blues to the back of the house. Then that makes it very difficult to remove those yellow stones. Freezing in this pocket is going to be really tough.
Especially after they put their own yellow up there.
Right. I like running the yellow one in first, just with back 8 weight.
Oh, don't let that tick.
And that might have taken away both shots.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. So now what Roger's referring to is how to get to that red to promote it into a usable position.
The only good news is they open up a path to the rock on the back 4.
That's right. So that's this pocket in here. Well, I don't have my whiteboard. David Ferguson throwing.
A little light now, a little inside. And now it's definitely junky. Draw the buttons now available, buried with some backers.
Yeah, it's Fred Sanford and Sons time now.
If you could get a rock mostly buried behind this guard, it would be.
That pick. Andrea yelled for the sweep right away. Is it enough weight?
That's why it took off.
Yeah, it definitely. You could see that on our monitor here.
Didn't have a lot of handle either.
Yes, these rocks are very unforgiving if you don't give it a good, solid 3 rotations.
And here's Carly Meyer now. They're sitting 2. 10, but again, whoever's closest to that button, no chance for any extra ends here. And you see Andrea wants to draw down, bring it right around the pile here with the intern.
Well, and that's all she wrote on sheet 6.
Yeah, sheet 6, shake hands. So congrats to RPI 1, our F event champions.
Going to be a tight squeeze by the guards here. I think they're going to click. Yep.
They are. They're on it.
Weight was close.
Just a guard here, Raj.
Just got to cut off the draw path. Looking for a little tech to redirect this guard. And gets it.
But did it give entree for a little hit and roll into the pocket, though? And she's playing the draw. What do you think of this call, Raj?
Got a pretty natural hit and roll into the pocket.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Come right to this. I don't have my whiteboard overlay, but this rock right here, the 2 o'clock position,
Yep.
if you're looking overhead, and roll in to that. Not an easy shot, but
If you hit anything on the inside, I think just have a very natural roll with 2 catchers. The alternative is to play a heavy draw and kind of chip over.
I think Andrea had nice draw weight, so she's opting for bring it down in. But this is an important stone here. Nice delivery, nice release. Line looks pretty good.
It's a lot of weight. Need to go for the chip, I think.
Dig in. Yeah, little plan B here, guys. Come on.
And that's going to be too deep.
All right, so Cody Klauser. I think it's just guard time, or what's he thinking, right? Well, he's worried about the hit and roll.
The hit and roll is there. He's actually got to drop at top 4 to prevent the hit and roll.
Or guard it up, right? Guard right on the 4-foot line there would be good. That would block the hit and roll and the draw.
Looks like the battle of the Colgates is over, and Colgate has indeed come back.
So Red won that game, MJ?
Yes, they did. They're
Wow.
sitting, I believe, they're sitting 2.
Aha, what a great comeback for Colgate 1.
Yeah, Grant Hayes and company. Colgate's only senior.
What are they?
There was a beautiful draw right to the button on sheet 2 by Hamilton. Covering the pin.
That looks like a
And
nice
Cody
shot
put
by
that in a
Cody.
pretty good spot.
Yeah,
That's going to shut off both.
Now you're going to see a lot of some discussion, and warranted discussion now by Andrea, because really, where is she going? She needs to get, this is her
Well,
last stone.
I think if you throw like a hack weight, you can still, you're going to have to catch the rock that Cody just threw very thin and spill into the pocket.
Yeah.
It's tight for sure
I
around
don't
the center
know.
guard.
Would that outcount the,
Got to catch it thin. You got to redirect back.
yeah, I don't know, Raj. Is that there? I don't know.
Is there room to get around the blue on the center line?
Yeah, there's plenty of curl.
Yeah, I'm at the
You
wrong
throw
angle.
Throw the right weight.
Let's see. Let's take a look from this. Andrew's blocking that view right now, but let's take a look. Well, actually, no, you're right, Raj. From this angle, you can almost. almost get like a.
They're
maybe
looking
just like
at
a
it.
heavy draw kind of
Yes.
weight. Right.
You need to throw something like back 8, back 12.
Just what she threw with her last stone.
Right.
The exact same shot. And that'll nick that blue one over.
Yeah, you've got to get probably maybe 1/8 of a rock.
All right, we'll see what Andrea has here. This is going to be, boy, there's going to be some cheers if this she makes this shot, because that would really be. Yeah, this could be a fantastic shot if she can make it.
The only other option is a triple yellow raise, and I
No.
don't like that shot at all. So
Unless you're Mike McEwen.
Of course.
ice is pretty good, I think, for what they're throwing.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
They're going to have to skinny the center guard. Get as much curl as they can.
So Andrea Dubin, her last stone. This could be it. Looking for the draw. Is it a little narrow? Little narrow. No, it's on the it's on the guard.
Had to be sweeping that one
Yeah,
early.
That was narrow. So that's going to be it. Well, hang on.
Uh-oh.
Oh no! Did it? Boy, that was a little wicky.
A little wick whack.
But blue is still counting.
Yeah.
You can see that. So congratulations to Penn, our champions 2015. Well, no, let's hang on a minute here.
They're looking.
That's interesting. No conceit yet. Concession. There it is.
There it is.
But, so congratulations to the Quakers from the Ivy League, University of Pennsylvania, our champions, Raj.
No repeat champion
So
this
let's
year.
stay on. You might as well stay on. You have to be here for the awards, so we'll.
Indeed.
So what can
On
we
this
show?
coverage, we got the B event on sheet 4.
Lots of stuff we can show. We can show cameras are all hooked up for 4, ready to go. Why don't you swivel over? Why don't you hit button 1 or 2? Oh, there it is. No, you
Yep.
had it. You had it. So this is sheet 4 you're looking at. We can also easily swivel over for sheet 2. So we'll take you home here. Let's get you up to date. We had some great cheers going up in sheet 2. Somebody made Mary Jane said somebody made a beautiful draw to the button for red.
Yeah, the Hamilton team made a great shot.
Okay. Oh, for Hamilton. Okay. So the score is 6. Oh, okay. So that was actually Hamilton. And so the hammer goes over to RIT2.
Hamilton is up 3 coming home
Right.
against RPI.
Now on sheet 4,
We have a mess of rocks in play.
it is 6-5. But blue still maintains the hammer. So steal an N5 by RPI2. Sheet 5 also competitive, Raj. 4-3 now. Oh, we had that one updated already. They're playing the 6th N. RIT1
And sheet 5 just finished.
has the hammer. Oh, sheet 5.
Yep.
And that was 2 for RIT1.
Yep.
So RIT1, congrats to them.
So our B event on sheet 4. Live look in on the house on your video.
Yeah, that's this game.
BU
right
is
here.
up 1 in this last end with hammer. And they're sitting 1 back 4. But there's a whole mess of red in front of the 4-foot.
Now I have the far camera hooked up too if you want to. That's button 3, I think. Try it. No. 4. No? Nothing? All right. Keep it on 2. That's all right. Keep it on 2. No, not 1. I mean 1. There. So this is bonus coverage, our feature game. If you're just tuning in, congratulations to you, University of Pennsylvania, they were victorious in a very well-played game over MIT in our final. They are our champions. The A event. And now we're just showing you the conclusion of our other consolation events. And we promised you a merit point graphic. Maybe now's a good time for that.
So this is the last rock now coming.
Oh, last stone for N4? Okay.
For
Stay
RPI
there.
2. They're without hammer. Down 1.
And
Trying
blue-
to raise the stone
Right.
into the 4-foot.
And blue is up 1 with hammer.
So this is a raise attempt,
It's too wide.
and it's too wide.
So this game is going to be over. Congratulations
Yep.
to Boston University.
Our B event winners.
And it's a big 7 merit points in the B event. So this game is 6-3 through 5 ends. And Red has 2 in the house. I can swivel over. Why not? Let's see. Get it on sheet. Hit button 2, Raj, if you could. You can kill my volume.
Right, on sheet 2.
Bonus coverage for you. On sheet 2, we swiveled our camera over.
RIT 2 against Hamilton 2. Hamilton 2's thrown a terrific freeze.
And we already covered RPI 1 over Penn Villanova, that game ending about 10 minutes ago. So what's this call, Roger? Is he doing way
Just
out?
a guard.
Yeah, okay.
So RIT 2 has got 3 stones in play. Hamilton's made a freeze. May even be shot rock, possibly second. Hamilton's just looking for a guard here to protect their frozen stone. They're up 3. They can give up 2 and still win this game. That's not a bad guard.
So before we do get into the merit points, though, I mean, what colleges here will be certainly at the Nationals coming up in a month? Colgate,
Colgate for sure.
RIT,
RPI,
RPI, MIT,
MIT, Penn,
Penn,
Villanova.
Harvard. Will Harvard be eligible?
Harvard should be.
Yep. Bowling Green,
Bowling Green is not eligible this year, but
Now, what does
will be
that
next.
mean exactly? That means they just didn't pay their dues, or?
Well, last year they accepted their invitation and they pulled out at the last minute.
Oh. Okay.
So they're barred for a competition
Oh.
from competition for 1 year. But they'll be reinstated as of Monday.
Okay.
Otherwise, they earned enough points to go.
Right.
I think this
right.
year,
I saw that. And like you said, Oklahoma.
or close to it anyway.
Here's Colgate now practicing. Practicing their slide.
Well, we have some alums back, so these are our Colgate alums.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's Rich. I didn't.
RI's attempt at an angle raise failed. Hamilton College still frozen to the RIT shot rock. They just need a guard here to win the game.
No, it's been a lot of fun, Raj, today. We're kind of both under the weather, but the thing is,
We're suffering a bit,
yeah,
but
the
good to
and
see
the-
all
the
these
numbers
colleges
are
out here.
just not as high as Ustream days. I don't know. I'm just maybe you think the novelty's worn off.
Yeah.
It's just you see the recording views are way up. So I wonder if that's. I mean, the views on Ustream used to be like, maybe 50, 60 views.
Yeah.
Now they're up way over 100. So I think it may be just people. I'll watch it when I get home. Just don't. It's the live event thing. We're certainly never going to pull the recordings because that's why
Nope.
we went over to YouTube.
Right.
So as I said, all these will be available. YouTube, there's no 30-day restriction.
Expiry.
Like live stream, right. And there's no megabytes. Actually, Ustream has a 10 gigabyte limit as well, and they start deleting videos. Well, YouTube is great. This will be our permanent home.
Well, Hamilton threw a terrific guard over on sheet 2. And I think that's going to seal the victory for them.
So next up is 35-5. 35. You think $360 is a big ask?
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah. I think we need to raise
So what kind of resolution do we get for that?
Well, we would. If we had that kind
Can we go 4K?
Well, they do have 15.2 for $30 extra.
That would be an improvement.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge. So that's $180. More manageable, you think? But I think the way the Time Warner rep explained it is that they have to choose a new plan. They cannot stay where we're at. So, but the problem is there's a cheaper plan to go down.
Right.
And so are we going to, that's 10-1.
That doesn't help us.
They do that, then I'm not even going to bother. Of course, that's where we're at today.
Yeah.
And Dan says his video looks great. So, what? Oop, John, forget you. I'm going to kill the recording right now. But we're actually probably a little higher than 1, right? So.
Well, Hamilton's taking a long time on this, but I think they can just pretty much throw the rock away. My guard's okay here.
Yep.
Just a
I
double
think
guard.
Hamilton has this game, our E-event game. The Utica Curling Club, fortunate to have these E&F consolation brackets because of our 6-sheet setup. Which did they allow merit points for E&F or no? I wouldn't think that.
Well, there will be merit points because
Really?
the E
How is that
the
fair
E were
to the other
C,
4-sheet clubs then?
well, the E event finalists are the C event semifinalists. So the C semifinalists do get some points,
Oh, okay.
and the B semifinalists get points too.
Oh, I
so
see,
I
right.
think all E and F both come from semifinal pools.
Okay, I understand.
So they just won't win any extra points for winning this game. The E and F
Right,
events,
right.
it's just for pride.
Well, you couldn't do that. That wouldn't be fair because that's just
Right.
based on size of the
Right.
facility.
But the A, B, C, and D events, if you actually won your event, you got an extra point. So
Okay. Yeah, of course, right. Because most clubs are 4
Yep.
sheets to host a Bonspiel. Because Broomstones has one, Rochester has one, Schenectady has one, we have one. Well, Belfast is a 3-sheeter, so I wonder what they do up there.
right.
But you could, like Ardsley had multiple events. In the
Well, you can run
Empire.
4 events. You just
Yeah.
can't run them at once.
Right. During the Empire Women's Bonspiel.
With 6 sheets, you can process a lot of teams per draw.
So once this game ends, we'll quickly throw up the merit points graphic, and then we'll wrap it up.
Right.
And I'll get my music set up here. Do I have it? Where is it? Is that it? Oh yeah, it's somewhere over here. It's just a mess.
All right, to have any chance here, RIT has to peel out their own guard to get access to the Hamilton stone that's frozen on their 2 stones on the forefoot. And that looks like a successful peel. Hamilton now just has to throw a guard. Guard anywhere on the left side of the center line. Should seal the deal. To be honest, even if they miss, I think that would be a hard stone to remove.
Well, they're playing a little game here, Raj. They're gonna.
This is our alumni game.
They're gonna really stay and play a full game, you think, or?
No, they'll play a few ends while
Yeah.
we're doing the awards.
Okay.
These are our seniors from last year. We graduated 8 seniors.
All out playing on sheet 4. Oh, that's great. So are they all just a little reunion this weekend?
Yep.
Come back. We didn't get to meet Alex today, did we? I didn't. You didn't see him around. Did you see him?
He was
You see-
around.
see him?
Yeah,
Okay.
he was around.
Okay. That was
Oh,
nice of Rich to stop in. They probably
hope
see
other
him. You'll see
curling
him
clubs
in
are
the-
taking note. We're providing members for them.
Yeah.
We'd like some of theirs.
We'll probably see him in a couple of years for the Dykes, right?
Yeah.
Dykes should be cycling back here in 2 years.
That's right.
Looks like they're doing some awards over there.
They're trying to get the Boston teams away.
Oh, okay.
And that should do the trick
Yeah,
for
there's a
Hamilton.
handshake. So there's congratulations. Well, not yet, but
I don't see,
there's no way to get 3 here. I don't.
they can't move the stone on the top 4. That's the
that,
problem.
Right. Without jiggling around the red. I mean, I don't. Well, no, there is no way.
Well, if you run the blue straight back,
You'd have to just.
you chip the blue off the top, you jam the red into the other red, and your shooter stays. That's 3. So
Okay.
theoretically, tough shot though.
It's
I mean,
a
you got to throw a
s-
rocket because that rock
Barnum,
is
that's
solidly
yeah,
frozen.
it's a Barnum Bailey special, so.
You have to throw Gunlickson weight here. I don't know if you ever watched him throw
Who was that?
6-second takeouts.
No. Where was that? from?
He used to curl for Yukon. He's now playing third for one of the teams in the Briar this year.
Okay. Gunnickson? What did you
Gunlickson.
say? Gunlickson.
He could throw like a 6-second takeout,
No
hog
kidding.
to hog.
Oh, here it comes. Attempt for the circus shot. Be coming into view. And wow.
And just about made it.
Oh, wow. That was a
Just
good
about
try.
made it.
Good effort. Maybe a little more weight, right?
More weight, that would have
Yeah.
been a good shot.
Holy cow. All right, so I'll quickly pull this up and have Raj explain the merit points real quick. Let me just get our final. There's the final. There. Okay. I'm going to kill this screen region. And I'll do what I was telling you I'll do earlier.
So in a nutshell, all of these college teams, if they want to
I'll get.
go to the
Here we go.
National College Bonspiel, they earn merit points in all of the Bonspiel's head-to-head events and
There we go.
other competitions they play in.
Take
So,
it
for
to-
example, today the winner of this Bonspiel gets 8 merit points. And the top 16 teams in the nation get invitations. If they don't all accept, then they go down the list.
There we go. We have it up now. Here's our current merit point standing. So where do you think we'll stand after that? So Nebraska, so we have RPI and ranked 4th in the country right now with merit points. MIT,
Yep.
53.
And they're going to pick up a lot of points today, so will RIT.
Here,
Villanova is in.
I can make that look a little better. Here, there we go.
BU picked up more points today.
Yep, it's a little squished, but
Harvard picked up more points. I know there's something going on out west, so some of those other teams may have picked up some as well.
now Minnesota, Colgate in 12th, Penn, Wisconsin, Green Bay, and Wayne State. So really, Hamilton's going to move up.
Yeah, they'll pick
And-
up a few points, but maybe not enough. It looks like they picked up maybe 4 today.
Okay, that's what I wanted to pull a graphic
Or maybe
up.
8. It might be close. They might have picked up 8 points today.
But that doesn't get them there. It's Wayne State's at 30.
Right.
So
Although they might play a game tomorrow.
a game
They have one
tomorrow.
more head-to-head that they
Oh.
haven't used yet.
Okay.
And that would give them 2 more if they win.
Wow. That'd be interesting.
That would be 10, but I don't know if Wayne State is playing today.
Yes. So there you go. So Hamilton's going to be looking to. Now, what if they tie? What's the procedure for that?
Well, we just had a rule inquiry about that
Okay.
just about 4 weeks ago. We
So-
actually thought of this scenario. So our tiebreaker is last year's results.
Oh, okay. That's good. I like
So Hamilton, Wayne State didn't have any points last year, so they're a new club. And so Hamilton would get the nod
All
in
right.
case of a tie. So,
that. So I'll have to find out. Wayne State is in Nebraska, RIT curling. Thank you for that.
okay.
So there you go. That's what it's going to look like. And again, the Nationals coming up in a month. So I guess we're just about ready to wrap it up here. I had a lot of fun.
Another great college bonspiel. Of course, we had our annual snowstorm, but didn't
Yeah.
prevent our teams from getting here, just getting back.
So I found this music. It's not the greatest, but we'll see if it works anyway. A little electronic. That was supposed to be for the highlight reel. But it sounds better than last year's thing.
Yeah.
So it's got that little thing. I thought of the
Yeah.
rocks, you know.
Yeah.
Do that. So for Roger Rowlett, my name is Doug Smith. Thank you so much for joining us on the Utica Curling Club channel. We will see you next time, our next broadcast. We're shooting for probably next Sunday, the Cobb Mix.
Yeah.
So take care, everybody.
So long, everybody.
Yeah, we're all set. Well, we were discussing it.